Best strain of broilers. Now, if you want to choose the best strain, is a crucial step you have to take in ensuring that you have a successful production. Like I always tell my farmers and farmers that have been under me for quite some time, that most times the farmers have failed before they start. And that's the truth. They have failed before they even start farming. And if you don't understand this, if you don't understand that it's possible for you to fail before you start, that means every other thing that you're going to be doing, you're already building on the wrong foundation. So it means all your efforts are in vain. This is because the best broiler strain is selected for the intended purpose. All other resources and time invested in the production will do well. So if you are able to choose the best broiler strain for yourself, that means everything that you're going to put in, they are going to work in synergy. Okay? But if you choose a wrong breed of broilers, you'll be working at cross purposes. Okay, so you have the intention of harvesting after 6 weeks, but the best you cannot achieve that in. Okay, so that means all the exercises you are putting is working at cross purposes. We'll continue. Okay, so the first one we'll discuss very briefly, because what we're going to do is rostrio rates. Of course, rostrio rates are their excellent feed ratio conversion from 1 week to 6 weeks. That means if you want to keep your birds from 1 week to 6 weeks, which we actually encourage in this our business, except you are keeping bird for a particular customer or a particular season like Christmas. If you are keeping birds just to keep and sell, normal seasons, keep and sell on October, keep and sell for October, keep and sell for November, keep and sell for March, keep and sell for July, August. We don't encourage you to keep birds for quite a long period of time, because what it does is that it delays your turnover. Instead of you to have done 2 sets in 3 months, you are doing 1 set in 3 months. And imagine you and your neighbor, he does 2 sets in 3 months. You did 1 set. Obviously, he's making more money than you because you have to turnover. So if you want to do a business throughout the year, we advise you to go with birds that are rostrio rates. For 1 week to 6 weeks, they do very well. At 6 weeks, you should have sold them off, and that's the truth. Most times, the market for birds now is birds of 2 kg, 2.5 kg, 2.2 kg, 1.8 kg. That's the best market for birds now. So what it means that if you want to keep birds for this particular market, it's better you go for rostrio rates. Okay, and they can withstand cold better. Okay, so they can withstand better in cold season. So if you're in the north, we are in the Matan period now. If you want to keep birds, better go for rostrio rates. But they are slightly more expensive. Yes, rostrio rates are slightly more expensive, and it's because of they are scarce. Very few hatcheries do rostrio rates. Very few hatcheries. An example are Agrited and Said. If you are very conversant with the dairy chick industry, you understand that Agrited and Said are more expensive. Okay, so if other hatcheries are selling at 600, Agrited will be selling at 650, 680. It's not because they like money. It's because the particular results that those birds are giving is better actually if you are keeping the birds for 1 week to 6 weeks. So we encourage our farmers to get birds from Agrited and Said if they want to do this business of always keeping birds. Now, COP 500, okay, these two, they do also very well. But they are better for long-term purposes. Christmas is coming now. You want to keep birds for Christmas. The best thing to do, the best birds to keep, if you want to keep them for Christmas, people have saved money to buy chicken, so they can spend more money on chicken, and they prepare their mind right from August and October and September that this Christmas period I'm going to buy 4 chicken. So perhaps they've been saving, so they can afford bigger birds because they've saved and they've prepared for that. They have anticipated that birds will be very expensive and they have planned for that. So, you want to keep birds for Christmas seasons, 10 weeks birds, 7 weeks birds, 8 weeks birds, we advise you that you keep COP 500. They do very well. In fact, they might not be doing well from 1 to 5 weeks, they might not be doing well, but at 6 weeks old, they picked up. And for that 6 weeks to 10 weeks, they do excellently very well. An example is chicken Zatek, Cascada, and the rest. There are many. There are about 35-day chick hatchery in the country. You can also do research and get them. And they do better during the heat period also. So if you're in a place that is very hot, you're in the degree, you're in the sometimes even in the south that the humid weather makes it hot, you can also go for COP 500, and they are actually cheaper. Another best also are Abo acres. There's really nothing special about Abo acres. Their growth is uniform. So they have a uniform growth from 1 week to the 10th week. So if you also want to keep birds for a longer period of time, also you can pick them. And an example include Amo, Nastek, CHI, Fidan. Fidan was doing Abo acre, then they went back to Hubod, and now they are back to Abo acre. So this is how to choose birds. And I also want to say that it's very important that we know that the fact that you pick aggregate birds doesn't mean that they might necessarily do very well if you don't also play your parts. Okay, so you have to play your part. Play your part by what? You have to what? If everything is equal, if you give them sufficient health care, sufficient welfare, sufficient nutrition, the adequate temperature, water supply, stocking density, ventilation, rising, food supply, and chick quality. So if everything is equal, if you do everything as you are supposed to do them, now those birds will give you the better results. They will give you a better result if you have done what you are supposed to do. It's very important because we have issues where farmers Dr. Alex, I keep agri-tech, but in fact, it's like my neighbor's chukun did well than my agri-tech, and that just 4 weeks. This is the best time that they should go. Yes, your neighbor's chukun or your neighbor's oran bed that is for 500 might do better than your agri-tech that is lost 308 if the conditions is favorable. If the condition or his conditions is better than the condition you subject your beds to. So the fact that you buy agri-tech doesn't mean that you just go and fold your hands and expect the best to do miracle. No, you have to put in efforts. So what this means is that if you and your neighbor or someone else, two farmer A and farmer B, keep their beds and want to sell at 6 weeks to a particular vendor or to Pullus, we buy beds very well. If you're in Kaduna, you should know that by now. We are one of the biggest off-takers for beds from farmers. And you want to supply to Pullus. And the neighbor, you have farmer A have agri-tech and farmer B have, let's say, Fidan. If all these conditions are equal, the health is equal, the welfare is equal, the nutrition is equal, the temperature is, let's say you give them the same, they're using the same feed, be it Optima, be it Top Feed, be it New Hope, be it Goodware, the same feed, the same temperature, the same water, the same stocking density, the same ventilation. It means that the farmer that kept agri-tech at 6 weeks, his best or her best will be looking better, doing better than the ones that kept Fidan or Chukun or Jewels. That's just it, to do better. But if the best are going to stay till 10th week, now they are coming to the strength of the COP 500, this Chukun and Jewels. So they might even now outgrow the lost 3 weeks. So you know your market before you start buying beds. If you buy the wrong beds for your road markets, you are going to struggle to make profit. And that's one of the reasons we've discovered in our offline trainings. For the last 2 months, we'll be doing some offline trainings in Kaduna, going to different locations to train farmers. One of the challenges that we discovered is that farmers don't know which beds to buy. They buy from recommendation of their friends. Their friends may not even know why the beds they buy did well. They don't even know. Okay, so that's just a mere coincidence. And you that you have a different target, a different market, you now go and buy from that person's recommendation. It may not be the same thing for you. Okay, so what favor Mr. A might not actually favor Mr. B. That's what it means.